Yeah, just Nene into a multi-dimensional state.
Not Nene. Now people are going to think Nene. Now let me whip. It was no.
Join Mayhem and Mania for their audacious perspective on everything from science to snark. Buckle up, Buttercup, and hang on to your sassholes. It's a new episode of Bold Bitch Banter.
Welcome back, Vigilantes! On today's episode, we're diving into some serious science and mystical math and discovering and uncovering sacred geometry. Have you ever looked at flowers and noticed that, damn, nature's got some good designs? We're going to get into it and explain some things. Mania?
What's up, sassholes? Today we're going to take you on to a trip into the world of sacred geometry. And to respond to Mayhem's question, if you've ever looked at a flower or something in nature, for me, that one thing that stands out is the sunflower. And if you look at the center of a sunflower, it's a really, it's a unique little grid, and, you know, you could even get lost in it.
Disclaimer, don't get stung by bees.
Don't do that, yeah.
While you're shoving your face in a sunflower, the way Mania does.
Do not picture me with my face in a sunflower.
Can we put a sunflower around your face, please?
Don't do that. Either way, let's kick things off, Mayhem.
All right, Mania. Have you ever tried to draw a perfect circle by any chance? Leonardo da Vinci was a genius, and even he couldn't get it right. Can you try? You want to do it right now? Whoop. Okay, that's an oval. A circle.
Because she can see. What?
I saw your finger do this. A loop.
The perspective. It's all about the perspective.
No, but I could see the width and the equidistance. We're all talking about symmetry today. Can you trace, please, our finger motions? Yeah. You do it? Do your finger motion again. Your champ is astonished by your shape.
That was more of a spiral.
It was it?
I'm spiraling.
She's spiraling today. Here's a fun fact. The Fibonacci sequence, I'll explain it in detail, is actually something that is shared amongst all different kinds of things, such as pine cones, such as sunflowers, and the universe itself. It's kind of like nature's way of showing off. But in case you didn't know what the Fibonacci sequence is, it's actually a series of numbers in which it starts off with 0 and 1, and every number per se after that is the sum of the two numbers before it. So like, let's just, I don't know if we're going to pull this up on the screen or not. Start 0, 1, 0 plus 1 equals 1. That's your third number. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's your fourth number. 2 plus 1 is 3. That's your fifth number, and so on. So that is the Fibonacci sequence that has been discovered by Fibonacci himself, hence why it's called that way, and it exists in all things that revolve around us. Mania, what's your fun fact?
Fun fact number 2, the golden ratio, 1.618, which is found from anything from the pyramid all the way to your face. It has a deep significance because it measures symmetry. Unlike Mayhem here, I have not memorized what the golden ratio is, so I'm going to pick up my laptop. Okay, so as I said, it's a universal numerical stamp. And this is why the ancient Egyptians tried to achieve symmetry in all things. So the golden ratio breakdown is as such. The earliest recorded study of the golden ratio dates back to ancient Greece. Mathematicians like Euclid and later Pythagoras studied proportions that appear in geometry and nature. Euclid, in his work Elements, described what it is now known as the golden ratio as a division in extreme and mean ratio.
AKA 1.618.
You see, whatever, continue.
Did you know, though, that as Mania just mentioned in terms of symmetry and the ancient Egyptians trying to delve into the mysticism behind it, they actually helped develop the beauty standard of today. Everything that we categorize as beautiful or symmetrical today was actually developed by the ancient Egyptians because they were always striving for the ultimate goal of symmetry. Back in the day, do you know how they used to measure things and distances of especially the hieroglyphs and everything that they painted on the walls? With the width of their hands. So if it was 4 hands high, 8 hands high, they actually came up with proportions based on that.
It's amazing.
It is.
About it.
So, before we go into segment 2, we're going to give you a crash course on sacred geometry for dummies.
I meant, what did they call it? Yeah, there we go.
You saw that, right? Crash course for fun facts.
I am crashing.
All right, lovely listeners, we're going to dive into the basics of the sacred geometric shapes and what they resonate with. And you might want to take a step back and think about, which ones you actually resonate with as we explain through them and go one by one. Take it away, Minia.
How does it feel in sassinistic?
That's how it feels like.
I just lost my shit. I hate you.
She's like, how does it feel that you just jinxed yourself? Because I was okay in the beginning, and now...
All right, first up, we have the circle. Okay. This is the most fundamental shape in sacred geometry. Why? Because it represents unity. I'm trying.
Why is it the most
I'm literally trying.
Okay.
It represents unity, wholeness, and infinity because it has no beginning nor end. People who resonate with circles often value harmony and balance in their lives. I don't know why she looked at me, but they might be the peacemakers in their social circle. She's definitely not. Always striving to bring people together. Not her as well.
Next, let's talk about the triangle. I actually, throughout my life, the one shape that I consistently resonate with and get attracted to is a triangle. This shape represents the stability and strength, and it's often associated with the elements of fire and transformation. Ooh. If you find yourself drawn to triangles, you're likely someone who values structure and has a strong, determined personality. You might be a go-getter who turns ideas into reality. I think I know why I resonate with triangles.
Then we have the square.
I'm going to draw a triangle. She drew a square like a circle. I don't know what that's about.
I said square.
That bottom piece looks like...
Okay.
Don't try.
Square. Okay. This shape symbolizes earthiness, grounding, and reliability. Squares are all about order and practicality. If you resonate with squares, you probably appreciate routine and security. You might be the planner in your group, always ensuring that everything runs smoothly. So if you are called a square, it's for a reason. I was never called a square.
You know when they say, oh, that person's
so
so
square because they're so rigid.
They're so uniform and reliable. She said rigid. Look at how she's doing square. Damn.
I'm honestly not a square.
She obviously thrives in chaos. All right.
I think the next one is mine.
And let's not forget the hexagon. The six-sided shape is seen in nature like honeycombs. It represents harmony and balance. And people drawn to hexagons are often creative and adaptable. They actually find beauty in the symmetry. They actually find beauty and symmetry in the chaos of life. I don't think you find... No, you're just chaos.
It's a projection. Now the pentagon. It's fascinating. Not because we have a pentagonal house, but it symbolizes humanity and the five senses. Those who connect with the pentagons often have a strong sense of intuition and empathy. They might be the caregivers, always in tune with others' needs. So they're not selfish.
Yeah, so we know that you don't resonate
You
with
definitely
the pentagon.
don't resonate with the pentagon.
I just said I resonate with a triangle.
Not the pentagon.
Okay. Anyway, moving on to the star tetrahedron or the Merkaba. This shape is associated with spirit. I cannot draw it, so don't even expect me to draw it. Okay. Yeah, she's trying. Don't even. This shape is associated with spirituality and ascension. It's three-dimensional. It's a three-dimensional star made up of two interlocking tetrahedrons. Okay. And if you resonate with the Merkaba, you're likely someone who is deeply spiritual and seeks higher consciousness. You're probably one of the leading meditators or exploring new spiritual practices.
What's a tetrahedron for those who don't know?
I don't have a paper.
You could just say a three-dimensional triangle.
Yeah. Like, what's a tetrahedron? I was going to go, okay, like this.
She was actually
like
going to draw it out.
Like this.
Yeah, because they were going to... like this.
Like, it's not a pyramid. Because a pyramid forms a square at the bottom.
No, this is a three-dimensional triangle.
Yes. Tetrahedron. I'm trying to figure out what does the bottom look like? No, the bottom's a square.
So there you have it. Oh no! And finally, the flower of life. This intricate pattern is made up of multiple overlapping circles and represents the blueprint of the universe. It's all about connection and unity. People drawn to the flower of life often see the interconnectedness of all things. They might be the philosophers or the visionaries, always looking at the bigger picture.
Don't ask us to draw the flower of life.
I'm
The
not
flower of life has many different interpretations depending on which class or theology that you are trying to interpret it as. And think of it as a black hole. That's the best I can. It's when they were trying to depict it, it was that circle that kept going in of itself. It has a vortex in the middle, and then it keeps going in and out. Right? Flower of life. So it looks like just a vortex to nowhere. Don't try to draw it. Don't try to draw it. So there you have it.
Yeah, there you have it.
Whether you're drawn to wholeness of the circle or the stability of the triangle, the spiritual depth of the Merkaba, there's a sacred geometric shape that resonates with your unique energy, in case you haven't noticed.
Right. Just remember that it's all about what you feel resonates with you and what's right for you. These shapes are not just patterns, as we may normally think. You know, the reflections of the energy, the reflections of the energy that you carry within yourself. So embrace the shapes that resonate with you and that speak to your soul, and let them guide you on this journey that you're on. Yeah.
Let the chaos guide you on your journey.
I'm wearing Metatron's cube.
She doesn't know the shape that's predominant in Metatron's cube.
It's all circles, bro. It's connected by 13 lines.
Oh,
Goodbye.
is it really?
Anyway,
There's no tetrahedrons in there.
I'm literally done.
Stay tuned, because we're just getting started on this geometrically gorgeous journey.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Segment 2, Gaiasphere grooves and sacred geometry.
Speaking of ancient wisdom, let's take you on our trip to a transformative conference that we went to in Boulder, Colorado, at the Gaiasphere, led by Dr. Robert Gilbert. It was called the Sacred Geometry for Higher Consciousness. Dr. Robert Gilbert happens to be the founder of the Vesica Institute and has vested his whole life into figuring out sacred geometry.
Yeah, Mayhem. It was like stepping into a different dimension when we were able to use sacred geometry to unlock our potential. So today we're going to talk about our experience and how sacred geometry has helped us or can help you on your guide you on your spiritual journey.
At the conference, we discovered that these shapes aren't just pretty; they're actually keys to the universe. And we also learned that they were established, that they were heavily used within ancient civilizations, such as Hindus, Egyptians, Taoists, even in today's modern day religious beliefs and theologies like Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Rosicrucianists. All of this exists in a higher energy or a higher vibrational level of your spiritual being, whether you're actually in tune with it or not.
Yeah, during the session, we learned how sacred geometry was used in ancient Egypt. Like we may know, the modern day Jewish Merkaba actually comes from ancient Egypt, and it's broken down into 3 symbols that come together to create the word Merkaba, which means the vehicle soul travel, the vehicle for soul travel. And we start with Mer, which actually is the force of love, and I have my notes here to give you an accurate explanation. Okay, so the Mer is an ancient Egyptian text. In ancient Egyptian text, it means love, and with the force of love, Egyptians believe they can open up the body of Mother Earth to plant a seed with the force of love. And
why? Because the highest vibrational level you can achieve is that of love.
And then you have Ka, which is the energy reception form and acts as a door. And this is how we receive life force into the body from the etheric force. Then you have Ba, which is the astral body. And for the astral body is the star that has points of light, and light and color is the language of the astral world. So when you put Merkaba together, it really is the vehicle of soul travel, and with the force of love, we can change the quality of our life force And it is the force that attracts us to higher vibrations. So the Merkaba actually comes from ancient Egypt. And we will have Merkaba symbols.
Mer.
Love.
Ka.
And then
Ba
Ba is a bird. I'm not. What do you want me to do? Act like a bird?
We also learned about biogeometry, a science that has been discovered by Dr. Ibrahim Karim. He's an Egyptian
Architect.
No,
Yes.
he's an architect.
Yes.
Okay, he's an Egyptian architect, and it's actually the science of balancing energy through shapes and your in your biology, right? So like when you break down the structural shape of your cell, when you break down all these things down to its very, very basic form, life form, he's been able to discover that there's a little thread there, a string theory that you can connect the dots in between. It was a light bulb moment, actually, connecting these ancient practices to modern science. And specifically for me in the conference, I was like, wow, like, aha moment. You are automatically attracted to certain shapes. You can automatically like certain architectural designs on buildings versus based on your vibrational level at that moment in time when you were viewing it. And actually in practicality, it's just been lost in translation. All of this, ancient wisdom that's been passed down from generation to generation. Whereas nowadays we're just like, we're drawing things and we're building them and we're not really taking behind it the moment to appreciate its actual, embodiment of energy and frequency at its, at its highest and best use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about it, interestingly enough, my sister pointed this out when we were at the conference. When you think about Merkaba, we say it that way, but in Arabic, actually, Merkaba is a vehicle for us to travel. It's a ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for myself, the experience that I had were, resonating a lot with why I have made certain decisions in my life path and how they all tie back to, I don't want this to be ancient Egyptian centric, but I do draw a lot of references. Like, for instance, I have always, now knowing this, I guess I've resonated with, the sun god Ra or the light force of the sun. And I've always made decisions that have, brought me to that or have led me to that path. And then when we were designing my room, there was a lot of geometric shapes that, connected spirituality with my physical body. So inadvertently, subconsciously, we were making these decisions. And it's really cool when you're able to understand, like, wow, every decision I've made subconsciously wasn't, just random. It's actually planned. And, I think that's really, really interesting when you get to connect the dots that way of why you're making certain decisions.
Going beyond the face value of your instantaneous choices.
Yes.
Going a little deeper.
And yeah, and last but not least, just realizing that the ancient Egyptians were really the OGs in utilizing sacred geometry, everything from the pyramids to how they use it in their spiritual practice. Like, did you know the word nahna in Arabic? No, seriously, listen to me. Nahna is like when somebody's like, in a hazy state, in a trance. But literally, that's an ancient Egyptian word for when they were trying to go into the shift into a multi-dimensional space. So it's really cool when you start making all these connections.
So nahna equals tripping?
Well, wallahi, I swear. Google it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna Google now.
Go ahead. Dr. Ibrahim Karim literally said in one of his seminars.
Okay.
Nahna is like, this is how they used to get into a trance to move into a multidimensional space.
Can you show me how it's done?
I'm not going to do that. And the reason they do that is because our right brain controls our senses. So it keeps us grounded in this reality. Our left brain is connected to our multidimensional space. I'm done with her.
I'm not like...
Moving on. I'm trying to really bring in the science and...
We're keeping it light.
Yeah. Yeah. Google nah, guys, okay?
It sounds like Nene. I'm not dying.
I can't. I swear, go like this, and they enter into a multidimensional state.
Yeah, just nay-nay into a multi-dimensional state.
Not nay-nay. Now people are gonna think nay-nay. Now let me whip and watch me. No! What are you doing? Wrong reference. Do not conflate the two.
It sounds like it.
Do not confuse the two, please. What's your interesting... So hit us with some interesting facts, Mayhem. I know you have a few.
I do. Did you know that the Great Pyramids were actually mapped to the constellations on the cardinal points of a compass? And in its dimensions, the dimensions are actually based on pi and the golden ratio combined. Talk about advanced engineering.
Yeah. That's amazing. And did you know that the flower of... Like, why are you looking at me like this?
Yeah, that's amazing. And then I get a flashback of
You
stuff your face in a sunflower.
Yeah, and... Oh, fuck, now I don't even know how to...
Yeah, and stuff your face in a sunflower. Don't get stung by a bee.
It's cool. Aren't they aligned to the Orion's belt? Right? I'm trying to tie in what you're saying to what I'm saying.
The cardinal points of a compass.
Right. And they're also aligned to Orion's belt.
I believe so. I know. I think all ancient civilizations, and this goes back to the shows that we were watching, everyone's actually trying to map Sirius. The sky Sirius, right? The star Sirius.
Star Sirius,
and
which
it
is the mother of the sun.
Pyramids, since the Earth shifted and rotated, that's why you have pyramids, Göbekli Tepe, you have the pyramids in the Mayan ruins, you have stuff in Indonesia. The common theme of all of those mounds or temples or pyramids is a point to the top, because everyone was trying to map
the ones in Iraq.
Sirius.
What are they? The temples of
Babylon?
No. Ziggurat of Ur, I think. I'm messing this up.
You are. Next.
But anyway, also, what they did, the flower of life, the sacred geometry flower of life, it was used to indicate the interconnectedness of life, because they believe, the ancient Egyptians believe, that it was the blueprint for the universe. So they placed it on on temples to show that that they understood the spiritual significance of this symbol.
Deep understanding of the cosmos. Oh, light bulb moment. It's the flower that does this.
Yes.
No, not the petals.
I know.
They have a specific flower that does this, and you just kind of lose it beyond the stem.
Yes.
That's the flower of life.
That's when you go to Egypt, you find
light
that flower.
Bulb. Totally disconnected right now when she was saying they placed it at the entrance of temples, because that is something that, just flashback moment, the temples had the flower.
The flower.
You have to Google what that flower, like, I have to Google that and show Chrissy. All right.
Right. So what are your personal reflections, Mayhem?
So when we meditated, I thought that I was connecting to a higher consciousness or a higher consciousness level within myself. You know, it was pretty trippy that you could actually, I've meditated before many, many times, but that meditation, after learning, you know, setting up your energy and vibration and clearing yourself of, you know, what is distracting and what you're absorbing from the outside, I can't explain it because you have to go through it yourself. And I know I'm going to sound cliche, but you must actually experience it for yourself in order to be like, wow, you can astral project in meditation. Coming from somebody who used to deny the existence of all this stuff is crazy. Like, I am a newfound person, just being able to zone out, meditate, center myself. What about you?
Yeah, well, I'm going to reveal a little tidbit about myself. I'm sure you guys
What was your personal reflection?
Well, first things first, I realized, which I'm sure you all already know, that I am chaos trapped in a body. I have a lot of energy that sometimes is very displaced. So I had that realization really strong when we went to this conference. It was really cool because we did this kind of sun meditation where we went around in circles. What is it called? We did. Why are you laughing?
You make it sound like we went around in circles.
It was a path. They had a path in stones.
No, there was a center stone.
Yes.
The pillar.
The pillar.
And what happened? It's like a maze, but I forget the name for it. What is it called? It's in... Ha ha. It's in here. I know it's referenced in here because it's one of the activities. We
did it on the summer solstice, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The Gaiasphere, the waterfall, the labyrinth.
The labyrinth.
There we go. You couldn't be any more far off. We went around in circles, guys.
We did.
We're dizzy.
We literally did.
We're dizzy.
We walked
and we go
around
in
in a path of circles.
We nay and we go around in circles.
Okay, whatever. So
It's very elaborative.
the labyrinth. We walked the labyrinth, and it was like a walking meditation with a group of people, and that's when I really felt like, and I was able to become more self-aware with my own energy. And then also when we did like a group meditation, I was able to astral project and see a lot of things that you wouldn't normally see. And as my sister said, it's just something that you really have to do with yourself. But afterwards, I felt very centered and grounded. So, I think it's something worth experiencing if you're interested in doing that.
Let's get tactical and practical.
So now that we have hopefully got you hooked onto the magical shapes that are the magic of shapes in sacred geometry, just narrate my life at this point.
Let's get tactical and practical.
That's not. Take it away. Let's show you how to use practical tips to use sacred geometry in everyday life.
Cue English voice.
Yes.
You went English too.
Yes.
Okay. So some tips and strategies is just start off small. Okay, try to incorporate these shapes into your everyday geometric patterns into your space. Think about mandalas, hexagons, and even just, architectural placement. I mean, if you have the ability to redo some painting in your room, you can introduce some shapes. It really does come a long way. And it's funny, now that I think of it, I've always been attracted to abstract geometric art, and I realized that the prominence of the triangle, the mandala, and the hexagon are all around my place of living, which is very ironic, but it's fine. I find beauty and symmetry in chaos, and it's probably because I have a very hectic life. But I also I resonate with the triangle, which is turning ideas into reality. It's being a go-getter. So it's kind of like the theme of my life. Kind of all clicks now. It's really, really wonderful. I know you're not. If you don't resonate, you're not going to get it. But you have to go through it yourself to have that profound impact. I know we make light of it, but it's like you could go your whole life making certain choices,
essentially
making certain choices, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have like an aha moment. You're like, oh my god, this choice led to this choice, but the common theme was X, Y, and Z. Yeah, that's what it's about. That's some of my tips and strategies, just include in your everyday life. What about yours?
My tips and strategies are more around meditation. If you are like myself and you don't know how to get yourself focused, what you can do, a good practice, is find a sacred geometry shape that you resonate with. Visualize it if you are a visual person, and visualizing it will not only help you stay within your meditation, but it will also take the sacred geometry or the force of that shape, because every shape carries its own energy. It might show you things in your meditation that will be, good for you in your self-awareness or whatever you're using your meditation for. So I think that for me is the tips and strategies that
Where your mind goes, your energy will flow. That's what she meant.
I really love how she just has to. Thank you for summarizing everything I say.
I'm translating.
You don't need to. I'm speaking English.
Are you really?
I am.
ESL in the house.
Like, I don't understand everything. She's like, in summary, I will tell you what you say.
I swear she's in love with the circle, because there will be a point, and the way she gets to it is this.
Let me live my life the way I need to live it. Side note, what you can do if you're interested in learning is look up biogeometry, which was founded and coined by Dr. Ibrahim Karim, who is honestly a very, very fascinating man to learn about, because for me personally, when I have looked at his videos, he not only ties biogeometry into how he cleared like energetic smog in Sweden and all that stuff, and how he uses practice, but for us, he also ties it into the Islamic religion and how certain stories utilize biogeometry. Not to ramble anymore, but you can also pick up his book, and this is called So I know it looks like it's seen better days. I took it to the beach. It rained on it. It's been through a lot. But
You want to say the title?
I'm saying the title. Thank you very much. I'm getting to there. Back to a Future for Mankind, by Dr. Ibrahim Karim. This is one of his many books. You could start with this because this kind of this gives you an introduction to what biogeometry is. And there's another book that goes into biosignatures because we all have biosignatures in our bodies. It helps you heal your body or heal your body using biogeometry. And take a look into it.
So why don't you give us an example of how sacred geometry is a mindful connection and empowerment?
If you want to use it for communication, all right, this is my theory. All right, you could use sacred geometry, like say you're on a first date or something, and you feel like it's going well. Just draw like a circle, and if that person understands, they'll draw another circle, and it'll tell you what path they're on. So you understand the compatibility, right? All right, is he a circle? Is he a square? Is he a triangle? The counterpart doesn't have to be male, whatever. So that's how you could use it in communication that way.
Mania's crash course on how to identify if someone's your true match. Draw the shape
and see if they resonate.
So while you're on your first date, be like, hey, what's your favorite shape?
What's your favorite shape? And be like, honestly, it'll tell them a lot. Like, what's your favorite shape?
What's your favorite shape?
It'll tell you a lot about their personality
right now.
No. What's your favorite shape?
Circle means unity.
No, oh my god.
Triangle means transforming ideas into reality.
It'll tell you a lot about their personality. Life hack.
Square means reliable and practical.
What's your favorite shape? And they're gonna be like, what?
But what if it's not just about favorite shape? It's like, what is your favorite shape in this moment? Is this a unifying moment? So subconsciously it's going to be a circle?
She's dragging it.
Or is it a triangle? Or is it a square? Or is it a hexagon? Pentagon? Metatron's cube?
She's trying to curse me out in
sacred geometry.
Geometrically curse me out. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
Geometric communication. There we go. I just landed it. Yes!
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. You could actually empower yourself with these ancient symbols and principles and integrate them into your self-care routines, into your style, into your home decor. It's about aligning with the natural rhythms of the universe. Really, you don't have to think much about it. It's like just think about every day, every shape I see, which one's my favorite. Let me tap into that.
Yeah.
So we're going to take it into science and healing energy. Do you know that studies show that exposure to certain geometric patterns can actually align your vibration and heal you, like biogeometry, because everything has its own vibrational wavelength.
Yes. And
depending on what you emit or what you're missing, those things can be key blocks to the universe in understanding wholeness and unity, like a circle.
Anyway, everything in the universe vibrates at its own frequency. So using these geometrical shapes can help align your energy with
natural rhythms.
Your natural rhythms, and help promote self-healing and just help you relax and
reduce stress.
Yeah.
So promote healing.
Yeah.
Align.
I literally said that. Once again, paraphrasing. I don't understand. I literally said I don't understand.
You want to close this out?
I'm not sure anymore. Do I want to? Because you're going to just paraphrase and say what you got to say. Remember, vigilantes, sacred geometry isn't just about looking cool. It's about tapping into a deeper connection with the universe and using it to your advantage.
Yeah. Explore the shapes around you and see what you can connect with, on your day-to-day. That's the recurring theme of today's episode. Shapes and their sacredness. But no, actually, who knew that geometry could be so life-changing? Mm-hmm. Honestly. All right, and that's our wrap on sacred geometry, folks. Hit that like, follow, and share. Show us you care. But we're on all social media platforms. But in all seriousness, the almighty algorithm, apparently wants comments now. So yeah, the comments are the circle button underneath
sacred
our post.
Geometry.
Yeah, sacred geometry of social media.
And folks, don't forget to keep the conversation going. Share with us your sacred geometry stories, and let's keep this geometrically beautiful or geometrically gorgeous conversation going.
Until next time.
Until next time, folks.
Remember to always be kind.
Of a bitch.
Over and out.
We're done.
Circle of clap instead of round of applause. Clapping circle.